What is you see, guys? It's Fail34 here with the Hybrid Network for my Agents of S3E12 Season 3 Episode 12, the Inside Man review. So this episode really gets the story moving. Last episode we heard now that Coulson and Talbot are going to be working together, and that's what we see in this episode. So pretty much the premise of the episode is there's a meeting with all the global leaders coming to discuss the Inhumans crisis, and Coulson and Talbot are there because there's an inside man with Hydra, with Malik, and they're trying to find out who it is. This was probably one of the better episodes of this season. Something that worked really well in this episode that I didn't think would be Talbot and Coulson. Every time we always see these two characters, they're always against each other, but we finally see them actually working on the same team, and they're a great combination on screen. Their chemistry is really great together, and when they're just like doing these little matches with each other, it seems like they've been doing it for a while, which is actually really nice. Like that one scene when they're chained up, and then Coulson asks Talbot like, "Hey, can you give me my hand?" And then he actually gives him his hand. It was kind of funny. Also, with that whole kind of situation, that twist, I thought it was effective in the storytelling, and I really didn't see it coming. In this episode, we also see the return of Creel, the Absorbing Man, the once villain who is now a good guy. He still has a lot of tension with Hunter, and we see that throughout this episode, and I thought that really worked. There's this one scene where May and Hunter are just talking, and he says he doesn't trust Creel, and then May says, we're not friends, and like that was just so rude. Oh my god. In this episode we see Fitz and Simmons, but we don't get much of them, especially not their whole relationship aspect. Instead we get them being scientists doing their jobs, but they actually have some pretty important parts in terms of the story. When looking at Creel's blood, they realize his blood can be used to make an Inhuman cure. This is really big, not just for the TV show, but for the MCU as a whole, because if these Inhumans can be cured and stopped before they go through this Terrigenesis process, then this could be used for like a bomb, this could be used for a bunch of other things, and people are going to want to use it because of course the humans are a threat. What was really interesting about this was how Daisy reacted to it. Daisy was saying how being an Inhuman is a birthright, and everyone should have the choice. Whereas Lincoln was actually in the opposite scale, saying, maybe we should find a cure if there is one, because, there's some bad people out there. And I understand the perspective because it makes sense. There are some bad people out there like Lash, etc. I hope it's not something they just kind of talk about and just kind of drop. I'm interested to see how that goes throughout the rest of the season. And maybe it'll impact the MCU. Something that I liked a lot in this episode is we got a lot more from Hive. Hive is becoming this actual kind of scary, cold villain. When I see him on screen now, I'm just like, damn. The way he talks is just so cold and empty, and we see the face of war, but we know that he's dead. And also they have this ambient music playing in the background that really gets to you when he's on screen. I really like the scene where he gets those 5 people and sacrifice them in the episode, because that was messed up. You see their skeleton and there's blood everywhere, and he healed himself, so that's gonna be crazy to see in the next episode or two. Also, when he uses his Inhuman ability, we see how he used it this episode. Let's see if it's gonna keep developing and he's gonna have those tentacles. So the way that this episode leads off the whole story in terms of Malik is that Bobby and Hunter are actually on a plane with him, and they're off somewhere. So it appears that we're gonna have a Marvel's Most Wanted sort of vibe to the next episode with Bobby and Hunter. Here's one of my problems with S.H.I.E.L.D. recently. They're very confused about what they are. It's called Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they have all this espionage and spies and gadgets and stuff. Now that this superpowered Inhumans TV show, they're trying to balance both of them. I think the way that they're gonna handle this is making this new Marvel's Most Wanted show. For the people who want all that espionage and spy cool stuff, they have it over there on that show, which is with Bobby and Hunter. And they're gonna have the Secret Warriors with Daisy and Coulson and everything on this side. I think that's what they're doing, and I think the next episode is gonna give us a taste of that. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they're gonna stop Malik, because they're right under him. That's gonna be weird. But one gripe I had with this episode though was the whole fighting scenes. I thought they were kind of lackluster or whatever to me. Especially that one scene where Lincoln and Creel are fighting, and he absorbs the rubber, and Lincoln obviously has electricity. And then May comes out from the back with a metal bar, hits him in the head, and he absorbs it. I'm pretty sure that's not how his powers work. I'm pretty sure that he chooses when to absorb something, but maybe I'm wrong. Overall, guys, I thought this was a solid episode that dealt with the story, moved it forward, also addresses new, bigger Inhuman problem and how these Inhumans are gonna live in society, but also developed the main villain of Hive and Malik. I'm gonna go ahead and give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. If you like this video, guys, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the Hybrid Network if you have not already, guys. Also, links below to my channel if you want to follow me and what I do. Leave a comment down below of what you thought about this episode as well, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.